In early 2012, Gensler began investigating the evolution of the North American office building. The timing of this effort was serendipitous with NAIOP's Ideas Competition for the Office Building of the Future. Our collective research led to our concept of hackable buildings. A hackable building is an existing structure that has been updated beyond recognition and that incorporates a diverse mix of multiple uses within a building. Hacking is a culture, not a technology. It represents the most dynamic, pragmatic, and sustainable vision for the future of office buildings and work. What happens to the single-purpose office building? The market must act fast and respond to demands more quickly than starting from scratch. With a strain on big capital and reduced budgets devoted to large-scale architecture as advertising projects, the opportunity is in incubator projects. Interventions that promote change, remaining nimble, low cost, and quickly generate revenue, versus the new building model that require capital, time, and scale to rationalize the massive commitment of new buildings. We believe the opportunity in these existing structures is in smaller, pioneering interventions. These interventions can be incremental and scalable and used as attractors for the next generation of workers. Some as straightforward as curated changes of use, to an infrastructure and performance upgrades for advanced needs that would incrementally happen over time, addressing growing environmental performance issues, and attract a broader spectrum of user types. They act as advertising, infrastructure, and are balanced between their cost and effort of implementation. We applied the hackable building strategies to two very different buildings, one in Washington, D.C. and one in Los Angeles. The first is the J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington, D.C. This building currently houses the FBI. What a perfect building to hack. The building is nearly 2 million square feet, built in the early 1970s, with large floor plates. And the idea was to go through a series of permutations that would include use changes, providing vistas from areas that previously were unavailable to the public, and acknowledging vertical transportation on the outside of the building. The result is a permeable building, a building that still remains devoted to office, but has a diverse mix of uses, hotel, outdoor areas, and really suggest a workforce and an environment that is about diversity. The second is the Union Bank building in Los Angeles. This is the first high-rise in the Bunker Hill development. It's a classic modernist building, which each of the floor plates repeating vertically. Our approach to hacking in this building was to insert a series of new programs and to begin to move and mix diversity vertically, adding education and large assembly spaces to the lowest levels that have access to egress, and sectionally splicing the building with an elevator that would allow you to see what was happening in the building. Introducing a variety of new programs relevant to a globally nomadic workforce, including education and health and wellness facilities. Short and long stay hotels would then be coupled with synergistic uses like data centers, where waste heat generated could be used to produce hot water for not only hotel and residential units spread throughout the building, but also spas and other warm water needs. These uses would ultimately all be in support of traditional office space that would be varied for the future nomadic worker, and in some cases fundamentally start to change the building. Changes not only within, but changes that could be expressed on the exterior of the building as well. Graphic elements that begin to express themselves on the outside, incrementally changing not only the building, but also the city. And so while this is one project, we see this being more of a cultural change, something that begins to permeate through the city, changing forever the landscape of the ubiquitous single-purpose office building into a skyscape of multi-use buildings.